Hey everyone, Josh May with Nascar Minute here with Travis Kvapil, driver of the number 93 Burger King racing car. Travis, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Josh.
Alright, so how did you get your start in racing?
I guess I just kind of got my start just by growing up around it. My dad owned a body shop back in Wisconsin, and so I was, always going to the shop, hanging out, being around cars and things like that. And really, how I got introduced to racing was one of his best friends raced locally at Rockford Speedway and some other tracks around Wisconsin and the Midwest there. And he kept his car at my dad's shop, so all the evenings and after school, weekends and things like that, I was hanging out at the race shop and just being around the guys, working on the car with them, and just whatever needed to be done, I was kind of there just to lend a hand. And on the weekends I'd go to the races, and so that was at a young age, 5, 6, 7 years old, and then just grew up around it, and just kind of when I turned 16, we built the car, and that was the first year I raced at Rockford Speedway in a little 4-cylinder class, and just kept taking, moving up the ladder and winning races and just taking the next step along the way.
When did you get into cup racing?
My first year in Sprint Cup Series was 2005. I ran a few races towards the end of the 2004 season for Roger Penske and Penske Racing, and then in 2005 I ran full time in the Sprint Cup Series. Ran 05, 06, and then 2007 I went back to the Truck Series and raced for Roush Racing. Had a great year, and then a couple years with Yates Racing, and then a couple years with Front Row, and now a couple years with BK. So I guess full time. I've been around the cup level since 05, but done some truck racing there, for a year as well.
So growing up, who was your biggest role model in racing?
There's, you always looked up to, the guys that were running at the time, Winston Cup. I liked Darrell Waltrip was probably one of my favorites growing up, but really it was, to me, my heroes were more of the local racers, that I watched Fridays and Saturday nights at the quarter-mile and half-mile racetracks around Wisconsin. And, my dad's friend, Jim Pearson, he was, we helped him, and, we were going to the races with him every weekend, so that was probably, he's probably one of the guys I looked to the most. And then, when I started racing, he retired and started helping me and really taught me a lot, not only on track, but, off track, with, car preparation and a lot of fabrication and the actual building of the race car. So, for me, I looked up to the stars, NASCAR,
yeah.
Darrell Waltrips and Davey Allison and things like that. But really, if I was to have a role model, it'd probably be a local guy like Jim Pearson.
Is that any relation to David Pearson?
No, not at all. Jim was just a guy from Wisconsin, and friends with my dad, so no relation.
Alright, so Travis, thanks for joining us. I'm going to have you stay on the line for just a second while I close the show.
Okay.
Alright everyone, thanks for watching NASCAR Minute. Thanks to Travis Kvapil for joining us. I thank you for watching. So long everyone, till we meet again.